Our first taste of Microsoft Surface came via the ARM flavoured Surface RT. It's well made and is lovely to type on, but is ultimately hindered by Windows RT. Then there's this. This is the Pro version, which offers true power computing on the move and is designed to be an ultrabook killer with powerful hardware and full-fat Windows 8 in an 11-inch form factor. Cut from the same cloth as its slimmer RT sister, the Surface Pro does have a solid, nicely made feel. The extra weight and thickness means it's not as light as the RT version, but it's still a lot lighter on the lap and in the bag than the Ultrabooks it intends to replace. But because the hardware is all behind the screen, it has a wobbly top-heavy feel when typing on your lap, so watch out for that. Now, where the RT version has a 720p screen, the Pro takes a jump to 1080p. That's a lot of pixels for such a small screen. Compare it to the 720p screen on the 11-inch MacBook Air, the Pro's nearest rival in size and specs, and the Surface is a crisp, clear winner. Now on to the keyboards. The touch cover is more suited to the RT version. The type cover flexes under pressure, but it's actually very nice to type on. It's also worth noting that neither cover has magnets to hold it shut, and while they're supposed to turn off the screen when closed, you can sometimes tell, especially with the type cover, that the screen hasn't actually turned off. Now, the Pro is very speedy at day-to-day tasks, loading web pages and less demanding programs almost instantaneously. It remains unfazed by more powerful software, applying filters to large images in GIMP, for example, in a matter of seconds. Like most Ultrabooks, it relies on the integrated graphics in its CPU, so don't expect it to play current titles at full settings. It will, however, breeze through older and more basic games. Gaming aside, the Pro is powerful enough. Hook its mini DisplayPort up to a larger monitor, add peripherals, and you've got a nifty removable desktop PC. And then there's the Pro Stylus, which neatly pops into its magnetic charging port and is one of the best we've used, adding excellent handwriting recognition to the Pro's diverse list of skills. And thanks to a recent Wacom driver update, it also allows for pressure-sensitive input in Photoshop. And while the Pro's twin 720p 1.9 megapixel cameras are incapable of taking a nice still photo, they'll do a tolerable job of recording a meeting or lecture, and the microphone is excellent. Now, unlike the Surface RT, which has superb longevity, the Pro holds enough juice for one film and a couple of hours work or web browsing. While streaming video over Wi-Fi, its battery was pretty much drained in less than 4 hours. It's a pity then that the Pro makes itself so useful for working on the move, as you'll need to take your charger with you for lengthy Surface sessions, although as far as chargers go, it's a nice one, complete with an integrated USB port. But the Surface Pro is expensive, and that's about the keyboard. And of course, you're going to want the keyboard, so you're going to need to cough up the extra cash. Yes, the Surface Pro is just as powerful as a lower-end Ultrabook, just a bit more portable. And it's nice to type on with a great screen. And while it may be a portable powerhouse, it's hard to justify costing more than most Windows Ultrabooks when its screen, battery life, and grunt don't quite measure up to its Ultraspec rivals.